What is up, superfans? I'm Matt Stockholm, and this is another edition of the Quantum Corner. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below. That will get you into our giveaway, and I will talk more about that at the end of the video. Okay, today's video. What I want to do is the top 10 Easter eggs for Avengers Endgame. There's a lot to this movie, a lot of references, and a lot of callbacks, so we could spend all day going over it. So I'm just going to kind of keep it a little more simple and just keep it to the top 10. Also, guys, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, there will be spoilers for the movie, so if you don't want any spoilers, back away now. Okay, let's get right into it. Number 10. At the very beginning, when they're talking about where Thanos is, and Nebula mentions the garden, this is a direct reference out of the Thanos Quest comic story where Thanos goes to the gardener to retrieve the Time Stone. This is really cool because it also ties back to Infinity War, a little sidebar on the Wakanda scene when Groot wraps Thanos up in like the vines and all that. That is directly out of that storyline. There's a part where the gardener wraps him up, and it's basically the exact same scene. The lighting, the way he does it, the way he breaks out of it. So, yeah, it's definitely kind of a secondary tie-in to that part of the gardener in Infinity War. Okay, number 9. And after the 5-year jump, when Black Widow's kind of basically in charge of the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D., she's having a meeting with some of the other Avengers like War Machine and Rocket, and they're all at Captain Marvel. They're all in different areas of space or the world. Well, one specific point when she's talking to Okoye mentions an underwater earthquake. And this is a direct reference to Namor the Submariner. Whoop whoop! Everybody's, I'm sure if you're like me, been pretty excited about the rumors of Namor coming to the MCU, and there's been a lot of talk about him showing up in Black Panther 2, which makes sense that it was Okoye and this happened in Africa, and I believe that's going to directly tie to Black Panther 2, and this may be our first appearance of Namor the Submariner. Woo! Okay. Number 8. Going back to the Battle of 2012 in New York, we see the scene where Cap actually fights Cap. And in the midst of the fight, trying to get Loki's scepter, the younger Cap actually has him about choked out and beat. Well, he says, "Bucky's alive!" And that obviously distracts the other Cap for a minute, long enough to let go, and the future Cap knock him out. And, well, he basically uses a Loki scepter to kind of knock him out. This is directly from Captain America Civil War. If you remember when he was fighting Agent Rumlow, Brock Rumlow, the Crossbones, right as he got to him and kind of captured him, Crossbones mentions Bucky. And it just throws Cap kind of into that. Bucky, he totally gets distracted from what he's doing, and then Rumlow activates the bomb. And this is a direct Easter egg from that scene in the movie. And there's a lot of that through Avengers Endgame. Okay, sticking with the same time area of the movie, when Cap's getting the scepter, before he goes out, he's standing in the elevator with Rumlow and the S.H.I.E.L.D., as of now S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, but later we find out they're Hydra. And the way he's in the elevator and they're all kind of looking at him and standing around him, it's direct reference to Captain America the Winter Soldier when he puts the beat down on all those, pretty much those same guys in the elevator. And I thought this was another really cool Easter egg callback. Okay, going to when the Avengers are discussing their plan for actually getting the stones and making the time jump, and they want to find out about the Soul Stone. And Nebula mentions Vormir is a dominion of death at the very center of celestial existence. Well, her mentioning Celestials is not an accident, and this is an Easter egg referencing, I believe, the Eternals movie that we got coming, and if the Eternals are coming, they're definitely going to tie into the Celestials. So I think this is a little sneak peek into what's coming in the MCU's future. Let me know what you guys think about this. Did you get that from that Easter egg? Is that what you think? Do you believe the Eternals movie's happening? Do you think it's not happening? As always, I appreciate your feedback on all this stuff. Okay, number 5. At the very end, at the final battle, when Iron Man is fighting this one point he's fighting Cole Obsidian, Cole starts to get the best of him. Well, right as Iron Man gets knocked down and he's coming at him, you see Spider-Man web him up and pull him backwards, and then Ant-Man stomps on him. And this is direct reference to Infinity War. I think it's kind of like a two-parter, because one part is when Iron Man webs the car and throws it at Cole Obsidian. Instead, this time, he webs Cole Obsidian and pulls him into Ant-Man where Ant-Man steps on him. But it also kind of referenced when Wong saves Iron Man against Cull Obsidian too, so it's kind of like a twofer. Okay, number 4. Again at the final battle, when Thanos has already destroyed the HQ in the Quantum Tunnel, they're trying to figure out how to return the stones. Well, Ant-Man still has his van, so Cap says to him basically, how long is it going to take you to fix it? Ant-Man says like 10 minutes. He's like, alright, get to it, we'll get the stones to you. Well, then Wasp, who's sitting right next to him, says, we're on it, Cap. And this is direct reference to Ant-Man and the Wasp when he's explaining about Captain America and calls him Cap, and she gives him a bunch of grief about it. So it's really funny to see that turnaround where she's like, okay, Cap, and they both kind of smile at each other, recognize it, and move forward. So this was one of my Easter eggs I really, really liked in this movie. Okay, now getting into the thicker of things. Number 3, Thanos and Thor's fight. Now they're fighting, this is when he fights the trio of Avengers before the other Avengers get brought back. And in this fight scene with him and Thor, he's kind of getting the better of Thor. Thor reaches for Stormbreaker. As it's coming, Thanos grabs it. Well, Thanos starts to push it into his chest, very similar to how Thor pushed it in Thanos' chest in Infinity War when he should have went for the head. So right as Thor is almost getting cut through, brings you to number 2. Cap wields Mjolnir. What? I went absolutely crazy in this scene in the movies. This was so awesome. Right as Thor's about to get driven through, you see Mjolnir lift up, comes flying, hits Thanos, flies back to Cap, and then Cap proceeds to go after Thanos. Now this is a direct Easter egg out of the comics. And in Thor 390, this is where Cap wields Thor's hammer. And I believe this is a story run that's titled Endgame. There's like 3 or 4 different stories that tie in. And a big part of this storyline is Black Knight, which was actually rumored. There was a lot of whispers and rumors about Black Knight being in Endgame, which didn't end up happening. But this Easter egg does reference Thor 390. Okay, and now for the number 1 top Easter egg for Avengers Endgame. At the very end, as Thanos is fighting to get the gauntlet, Doctor Strange makes eye contact with Tony, tells him this is the one chance. Tony goes over, he's wrestling Thanos. Thanos knocks him down, lifts his arm up as he says, I am inevitable, and snaps an empty gauntlet. And then we look over and see as Iron Man's got the Iron Man suit with the gauntlet and the stones, and he says the greatest line in MCU history, going back to the very first start of the MCU, Iron Man number 1, I am Iron Man. And snaps Thanos and all his peoples out of existence.
I am Iron Man.
So that was my favorite Easter egg, definitely, of the whole movie. Definitely let me know what you guys thought. What were your favorite Easter eggs? What ones aren't in this video that you liked? What did you think about the ones that I chose? You know, I always appreciate your feedback and your comments, and it matters a lot to me, guys. So that's pretty much it for my top 10 Avengers Endgame Easter eggs. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below. That will get you into our giveaway. Our next giveaway prize is at 200 and will be a winner's choice poster. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep paying attention, guys. For the Quantum Corner, I'm Matt Stockholm saying, stay super, everybody. Thanks, guys.